Welcome to Anything You Want, your destination for measured, immersive coverage of the stories that ripple through Turkish showbiz and beyond. If you value reporting that privileges context over clickbait, please subscribe to our channel, tap the join button to lend us extra support, and show your appreciation with a like and a comment. Your engagement helps us keep bringing these long-form stories to life. Now settle in. What began one ordinary evening inside a private home has become one of the most intimate and talked about moments in recent entertainment memory. A private recording becomes public drama. What was captured as a fragile keepsake between two people, a brief, dimly lit video saved for private memory, has, by way of an unauthorized leak, been transformed into a cultural moment. The footage, filmed within the familiar walls of actress Cemre Arda's home, shows actor Gökberk Yıldırım addressing his partner with a disarming openness that seems to bypass mise-en-scene and speak instead to the unadorned terms of human attachment. According to sources close to the couple, the recording was never intended for distribution. Yet, once the clip escaped the intimacy of that room, it propagated across social platforms and comment threads with the inevitability of something that touches a nerve. A declaration said without an audience. In the video, under the soft glow of household lighting and with the unguarded cadence of a man speaking from memory rather than a script, Gökberk articulates a set of promises that sound less like celebrity rhetoric and more like domestic covenant. He insists that stages and cameras are unnecessary when truth needs to be spoken. He locates home, future, and purpose in the presence of Seamra and their child. A forthcoming life that, he says in tones at once trembling and resolute, renders their bond eternal. These are not the rehearsed lines of an actor courting media attention. They read instead as a private man summoning courage to translate love into language, thereby inviting the public to witness something that was not meant to be witnessed. How the internet reacted, from tears to debate. The clip's emotional directness propelled it to viral status within hours. Streams of reactions, the admiring, the skeptical, the outraged at the violation of privacy, flooded feeds. Admirers described the moment as poetry and proof that on-screen chemistry can become life, while critics lamented the ethics of a leaked confession and the platforms that reward such exposure. Yet what predominated on many threads was a palpable tenderness. For a large segment of the audience, the video provided a rare, unscripted glimpse of intimacy that felt authentic in an age of artifice. Cemre Arda's composed answer. Contrary to the frenzy that often accompanies such leaks, Cemre responded with deliberate restraint. Through a concise message on her social channels, she affirmed that the location of a declaration does not determine its truth. When love is genuine, she wrote, its expression retains its value regardless of who hears it. That measured reply functioned as both validation of the sentiment captured on film and a refusal to let the moment be weaponized by gossip. It reframed the narrative from scandal toward mutuality, and in doing so seemed to quiet the most venomous commentary, at least for a while. Families moved from speculation to solidarity. Perhaps the most poignant aftermath of the leak was not the social media discourse but the private conversations it occasioned between families. Reports circulating in their circles indicate that Gökberk's mother, upon viewing the clip in private, was moved to tears and spoke of pride, describing the scene as confirmation that her son had found a partner who elevates him. She reportedly told intimates that Seamra had ceased to be merely a partner and had become, in her view, family. On Semra's side, cautious protectiveness gave way to warmth. Her parents acknowledged, with the sober tenderness typical of guardians wary of public life, that the man on screen showed a sincere devotion to their daughter. Sources say that Gökberk's mother even reached out to extend a personal gesture of welcome, signaling a soft but meaningful unification of two households ahead of the child's arrival. The wedding talk and fans' expectations. With families publicly moved and social feeds aflutter, the speculation that naturally follows such a spectacle has not been far behind. Fan communities proliferated with calls for the couple to marry before the baby arrives. Anecdotes and fantasies shared under posts imagined tearful ceremonies and celebratory altars, while petition-style comment threads urged the couple to formalize what the video made plain. For many followers, a wedding has shifted from possibility to expectation, not because the leak created love, but because it illuminated the seriousness with which both families appear to regard the relationship. Privacy, consent, and the cost of exposure. Beneath the romance and the viral admiration, however, lies a more complicated question about consent and the commodification of private life. When an intimate exchange travels beyond its intended audience, the consequences are mixed. Some receive consolation and delight, while others are exposed to scrutiny and judgment. This incident forces a public conversation about how modern publicity regimes operate, who profits from such leaks, and at what human cost. Is it possible to value the aesthetic pleasure of witnessing a tender moment while also condemning the mechanisms that made that viewing possible? What this moment might mean for their future. Interpreting the future from a single viral clip would be naive, yet the contours of what followed are instructive. The convergence of familial blessing, public warmth, and the couple's composed responses suggests a trajectory that moves away from spectacle and toward consolidation, toward private rituals and public recognition that honor the life now shared by two people and soon by three. Whether that path will culminate in marriage, a formal ceremony, or a quieter consolidation of domestic commitments remains the domain of the couple alone. For observers, the greater lesson may be the insistence that private devotion, when articulated with integrity, can reconfigure public perceptions quite rapidly. We want to hear from you. Do you believe a deeply private moment, once leaked, can ever return to true privacy? Would you prefer public figures to withdraw from the spotlight when such personal episodes occur, or to confront the narratives head-on as this couple appears to have done? Which Turkish personalities would you like anything you want to explore next, whose stories deserve the long-form attention our channel provides? Tell us in the comments below. Mid-story reminder, if you appreciate thoughtful, contextualized coverage like this, please click subscribe, hit the join button to access exclusive material and support our investigative work, and like this video so we can bring similar stories to more viewers. Your engagement matters. It shapes the conversations we carry forward. The leaked video of Gökberk Yıldırım addressing Cemre Arda transformed a private night into a public event, not by design but by accident. Yet what the footage ultimately revealed was a domestic commitment robust enough to move families and soften a virulent rumor mill. Whether one reads this episode as a triumph of love over intrusion or as an indictment of contemporary media appetite, the scene remains emblematic of a modern paradox: intimacy mediated by technology, vulnerability amplified by platforms. Here at Anything You Want, we will continue to follow developments with nuance and respect. Don't forget to subscribe, press the join button if you want to support our work more deeply, and leave a thoughtful comment. Your voice is part of the story. Until next time, thank you for being with us.